In this video, I have a really special topic. It might be a little bit controversial for those of you out there that have been doing a traditional gym split for an extended period of time, working on things like lat pull downs, pull-ups consistently, bench pressing at all different angles, but maybe neglecting some of those smaller stabilizing muscles, some of the muscles that we don't typically think of as attractive of a thing to do while we're at the gym. We get in, we do try and push big weights and do that day in and day out without sufficiently working some of the stabilizing or support muscles around the joints. And in particular, we're going to focus on the upper body and the shoulder. So when we typically think of a traditional gym split, we're going to do something like chest and triceps or chest and biceps, and then we're going to split that up and maybe do back and biceps or back and triceps, to where we're working just a couple of specific muscle groups, and in particular some of the bigger muscle groups, which we typically think of as what we call prime movers. And these are bigger muscles like our pecs, like our lats, like our traps, and our biceps. These are muscles that will help us to be able to move bigger weights over a distance. However, over the course of time, if we overdevelop these specific muscle groups and we underdevelop some of the smaller muscles that work just right around each of the particular joints, like our shoulder, like our elbow, then we're going to go ahead and set ourselves up for potential pain and dysfunction and injury down the road if we continue to push through things, especially if our recovery is not optimal in between our sessions. And so my purpose of making this video is to really bring your attention to the importance of working some of these smaller stabilizing muscles. So in particular, in the shoulder, we're going to be looking at things like our rotator cuff. So 4 specific muscles that make up our rotator cuff are our supraspinatus, our subscapularis, our teres minor, and our infraspinatus. And if these muscles aren't balanced around our shoulder, we can get some imbalance in the way that stress is transferred through the actual shoulder joint. Now, if we add too much additional weight on top of that with things like bench pressing, overhead pressing, then we eventually can cause other things around that area to get inflamed, or kind of worst case scenario to actually break and have something like a ruptured tendon. So again, super important to focus on doing some of the stuff that might not seem as attractive when it comes to working some of the smaller muscles around the shoulder joint, as well as, in particular for the shoulder, some muscles in between the shoulder blades that help to support normal mechanics around that area. Because like I described to my clients, our shoulder blade is like the foundation on our house in respect to the actual shoulder joint, which is largely dependent on the strength and stability around the shoulder blade, as well as our abdominal muscles, and helping to control how stress is transferred through that joint and actually all the way down into our arm. So around our shoulder blade, we're going to be focusing on muscles like the middle part of our trap, as well as our lower trapezius, and our serratus anterior. So if you're interested in learning more about how to build up balance around some of these smaller local stabilizing muscles so that you can continue to push heavier weights and stay active and stay in a normal gym routine for years to come, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and send us a comment below, and we'd love to be able to send over a free resource to help you to screen where you're at this point in time, and give you an idea of what your injury risk is, and some areas where you may be able to improve and reduce that risk so that you can stay in the gym, stay healthy, and continue pushing heavy weight.